Well, that was interesting. I was not prepared for such an epic intro. Oh, no. No. No! No! Oh, disappointing. I lost it. Alright. Ooh, into the... Dude Manbro. The library is far more quiet than I would have expected at this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. Whoa! That was too close. I blink my eyes wide open, then I stifle a yawn as I stretch to wake myself up. Focus! Finals are just around the corner. I can't afford to slack off. Glancing around me, I notice that I am the only person left in the study cubicles. It's getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorms as soon as I finish this last chapter. I flip through the book. Only a few more pages to go. I can do this. Stealing my resolve, I refocus on my textbook. Dun dun dun. The words in the book blur together as my eyelids grow heavy. I fight to keep my eyes open, but my lids continue to droop. I just rest them for a second. Something jerks me awake and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinding me until all I can see is stark whiteness. I throw my arm over my eyes to shield it from the light. Ooh, Jesus Christ, I was not lying about stark whiteness. After a few seconds pass, the light seems to dim, but it doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. Carefully, I unwind and bring my arm down, squinting at the pale blue sky. A mild breeze tussles my hair. Blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself up off the ground when something pops into view. A round blue blob with two dark eyes blinks at me.
Poi?
A pango? A pango. It bobs slightly like pudding. When it notices my stare, it opens its small mouth and it takes a dainty bite of my nut. What the? The creature's bite doesn't sting, but it feels like a cool splash of water. Before it can take another, I scramble to my feet. The creature tumbles off my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself off with a gelatinous tremble, clearly unfazed. It hops onto my foot and opens its mouth again, but I quickly shake it off. It rolls off my foot and onto the dirt, then rights itself again. Likes poise. It pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. What is that thing? It cocks its head as if wondering the same about me. That's unsettling. I take in the scattering of trees around me. Their tall branches hiss the sky. I like that. I like that adjective use and like descriptive analogies. That's the word. There's a winding dirt trail which weaves through the trees. As I follow it with my gaze, I see the smoke billowing out of thatched roofs of a village in the far distance. Where am I? The last thing I remember is a study at the library. That's it. I must have fallen asleep, and I am now dreaming. I glance down at the blue creature. What? At my response, it leaps up. Whoa! I scramble away from it, and it lands on the ground with a soft thud. That thing can jump pretty high. I need to be careful. What's your deal? It leaps again, and I retreat. Again. Stop that! I dodge the jumps, and I begin to run. To my surprise, the blob keeps pace with a series of nimble bounces. Jeez. If a sweet, that's pretty impressive. Seriously, stay back. It musters up one long leap, and I turn around the corner of a sturdy tree to avoid it. I don't notice the other person until too late. Ooh, I hit something. We painfully collide, and I lose my balance before toppling over. Leanna Dawn. Fortunately, my hands catch myself, protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. How do I know her name? Her eyes are scrunched shut and her mouth is twisted in a grimace. Her long blonde hair is displayed around her. Ooh. I quite like the art style. She's got a sword. As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze on me. My bad. This dream has become a wet dream. Maybe she can give me some answers. My bad. As I meet her gaze, my face flushes and I push myself to my feet. I'm so sorry. Are you hurt? I extend a hand. She hesitantly accepts it and I help her up.
Just a little
Whoa,
sore, but
this looks so
I'm fine.
fucking nice.
Are you hurt?
Oh, she blinks. Whoever did the art of this should be proud. Good God. This looks great. Just a little sore, but otherwise I'm fine. Are you hurt? Oh yeah, she said that. She said that. I don't have to read. Good God. No, I'm fine. I'm sorry again. I should have paid more attention to where I was going.
It's partially my fault. I was distracted.
Was that?
Boy?
Oh, Pongo's still here. The creature is right by my foot again. Are you serious? You're still here? The woman looks surprised.
Pongo!
Pongo. Not unlike mango, like I thought it sounded like. Pongo? Jeez, all that Pokeman was making me see things.
A man?
Yep, Pokeman.
Boy?
Don't act like you're a part of this conversation. Pongo bobs up and down by my foot and nudges me with its head.
Aw, he's a cute one.
There are physics. Nice physics. He?
Yeah, you can tell by the shape of his eyes.
Oh.
I think he wants you to hold him.
He's trying to eat me. I doubt that's what he wants. He tried to eat me earlier.
Oh, don't be silly. He's harmless.
The woman leans down and reaches for the Pongo, but he hops away from
You'll
her.
probably like this hand better.
She extends the other hand and offers the Pongo her gauntlet. He stares at it before turning away and then hiding his face behind my leg.
A Pongo who refuses magic energy?
Is that what the gauntlet is?
Wait a minute. Are you a mage?
I'm a master wizard. I'm a level 110 frost mage. Of course, not a warrior. That's not a real life. Level 110 frost mage. Yeah, play a mage in my MMO.
MMORPG? You keep saying such strange things.
Don't look at me like that. She holds up her gauntlet and a faint pale light glows. It pulses rhythmically. As she holds it closer to me, it quickens until it pulses almost like a one long pulse. She blinks in surprise.
This heightened energy activity, it's you?
She analyzes the magic swirly thing on her
I
gauntlet.
don't see a discharger on you. So then, how is it possible for you to have such a high magical energy?
I really like that she moves. Makes it, I like it.
Are you carrying crystals?
By law, I have to answer no. This is a sting operation. God dang it. It knows what I'm going to say. No way, man. I'm clean. Oh,
Huh?
perfect. I don't do drugs. I love it. Her eyes narrow. She looks me over
Never
again.
mind. It doesn't look like you're carrying crystals. Or anything for that matter.
Before I get too far, I'm gonna try and... Okay, so that's how you hide it. What's this one? Okay. Alright. I just want to make sure I learned how to save before I got too far in and got screwed. I don't know what's going on right now. I was in the library studying for finals and somehow I woke up here.
Are you from the Mage Academy?
The what?
Mage Academy.
I rub my temples. Okay, I think I've dozed off long enough. Time to wake up now. She blinks in confusion.
You are awake.
No, this is a dream. She frowns.
I can assure you this is not a dream.
Time for the bench test. I'm convinced you don't run into women this hot in reality. I believe you. Ooh, I am ever so tempted. Only a dream could have a woman as beautiful as you. A devilish grin spreads across her face. She pulls her hand back and strikes me soundly on the arm. Ow!
Still think this is a dream?
No, I'm convinced. I'm good enough. I don't need her to hit me more. I rub the sore spot on my arm. Okay, it's not a dream. No woman in my dream would have such a manly punch. Good God.
What was that?
Good God. This man. Dude Manbro. Nothing. And so if this place isn't a dream, then where are
We're
we?
in Meadow Hill.
Meadow Hill? Where's that?
It's a part of the Kingdom of Havengard, of course.
Ah, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Havengard? She looks at me like I'm crazy.
It's the largest of the 3 kingdoms. Actually, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from New York.
New York?
Yeah, you know, part of the USA.
USA. USA?
USA. No, the United States of America.
The United States of what? Never mind that for now.
Oh, yes, because that's not important. Where
you don't
I'm
have
from.
any crystals, and you don't have a discharger. Have you casted recently?
I shake my head.
Then the amount of energy reading doesn't add up.
She rests her chin in her hand as she thinks. A shiver runs through me as reality begins to set in. This really isn't a dream. Any ideas? She shakes her head.
Maybe the Mage Academy can provide answers.
Mage Academy? That's a start. Sounds good to me. How do I get there?
Oh, it's in the center of Illumia.
Yes. Where?
Illumia. You follow the path going north until you arrive at the crossroads. Then you head...
Her voice trails off as she notices my
I'm
expression.
actually heading back there now.
Yeah, legit don't have a compass. There's lots of things I would need. As I contemplate her offer, I look her over again. Can I trust her? Her posture is naturally straight and she gives off an air of authority. She did mention she was out here on some sort of official investigation. Plus, she seems friendly enough, besides the fact that she clocked me. Besides, if I don't go with her, then I'll be wandering around on my own. The chances of me finding this Mage Academy alone without running into any unsavory people are not promising. I can't risk that. I need to find a way back home. I nod. Thanks. I'm Dude Manbro, by the way.
I'm Leanna. Leanna Dawn.
Leanna Dawn. Nice to meet you. I hold out my hand for a shake, but she just stares at it. After keeping my hand out for a few seconds, I begin to feel awkward. Her expression changes to curiosity. She gingerly takes my hand. I grin broadly as I shake her hand firmly. She's a bit startled, but when our gaze meets, she matches my smile.
It's nice to meet you too.
I look at her questioningly as she continues to shake my hand. She slips her hand away and then blushes.
Shall we get going then?
Ready when you are. Let's do it. Leanna nods and brings us back to the path, and she walks in the direction of the village. The Pongo follows us, staying a step behind. We travel for quite some time together. Ooh, new spot. It's been pretty silent. I wonder if I should say something. Ask her about the Pongo, ask her what brought her here, ask her about her gauntlet. Don't have any. What about that glove? That sick glove. That's so freaking cool. Without seeming too suspicious, I try to get a better look at her gauntlet. What was that thing she was doing with it earlier? Leanna notices me staring and shifts uncomfortably.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just curious about your gauntlet.
Oh, my manipulator?
It's a manipulator. Sure.
All mages have a manipulator. It's how we use energy to interact with the elements around us.
What do you mean? Wait, you mean you can cast spells?
I suppose that's one way to phrase it.
Whoa! Can you show me something cool?
Like what?
Cast a magic missile. Toward anything at this point. Like, I'm not too specific. I don't know anything. Lenny pauses while she thinks. Then her face brightens. She lifts up her gauntlet and points towards the Pongo. He levitates in the air, much to the Pongo's surprise. As he hovers in the air, he looks in awe around him and opens his mouth, trying to eat the air. Leanna giggles and gently places him back down. That was sweet. I mean, she levitated something. That was amazing. Like, that's it? Like, better than anything we've got. Leanna smiles shyly as she brushes a stray lock of her hair behind her ear.
It was nothing.
Apparently. What else can you do?
There's a lot more my manipulator can do. But I think it's best if I conserve the energy for now.
Sounds... makes sense, yeah. Ask about the Pongo, ask what brought her here. What brought you here? So, not that I'm complaining, but what exactly were you doing out in the field?
The field?
Where you found me?
Oh, there have been rumors of high energy readings around Meadow Hill, so I was sent to investigate. I had already checked out the surrounding area, and there'd been no clear source for all that excess energy until today.
When you met me, she nods. As you can see. I hadn't been in the field for very long before you found me, though.
You might be a byproduct of whatever created the energy spike in the first place.
I'm just an aftermath. What do you think that was?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen readings of that level before. The Mage Academy should be able to help explain.
It's real good that somebody else is doing the girl voices, because I can't do girl voices and I just be reading like myself the whole time. I wonder what it takes to become a mage. So besides magic, what else does the Mage Academy teach?
Oh, all the basics. How to use a manipulator, how to control your energy, the many usages and differences between crystals and spheres.
Between crystals and spheres? Yeah. What exactly is this crystal stuff you keep
You mean
mentioning?
the difference between crystals and crystal spheres? Well, when we refer to crystals, we mean the raw crystals, whereas crystal spheres are the usable refined state.
That's helpful, but I meant crystals in general. She stares at me and narrows her eyes, trying to judge if I'm
It's
serious.
the power source for, well, everything.
I look blankly at
You
her.
don't use crystals where you come from?
No. Her mouth falls open and she looks at me in bewilderment.
No crystals. What else do you use to power things?
Lots of stuff. I count off on my fingers. The sun, water, wind, nuclear fission, fossil fuels like coal or oil. Her eyes widen with each item I list. She's about to speak, but I'm not finished. Geothermal waves, tidal hydrogen.
Okay.
She shakes her head incredulously.
I get it. You have your own methods of energy. Many, many methods.
Leanna's eyes sparkle as she falls into a pensive silence. A small smile plays at her lips while she considers what I have said. I might have overwhelmed her a little, but she actually seems interested in all our methods for harnessing energy. Sure, what's about the Pongo? I glance behind us again just as I expected. The Pongo hops along. So the Pongo's still following us. Leanna glances back and grins.
That's not too surprising.
Why not?
Pongos are attracted to magical energy. That's why it was so strange that it showed no interest in my manipulator.
It's still following us, though.
It's following you.
Oh.
My readings showed you're full of magical energy. As far as the Pongo is concerned, you're a buffet.
As I think of Leanna and said, I look at the Pongo one more time. This time it looks right back at me with his eyes crinkle as he splits into a huge grin. I'm curious if he has teeth. Or like it would be like slime teeth. You just see a big, just toothy smile. He leaps up in the air and reaches the height of my waist. Whoa! He jumps high again and Leanna
I think
giggles.
he's tired of hopping.
Too bad. Sure, why not? I guess it can be kind of hard to keep up with you so much smaller than us. I hold out my hands and the Pongo hops right into my palm, but he doesn't stop there. Before I can react, he hops on my shoulder and jumps again and lands on top of my head. I feel a cool wiggle in my hair. Leanna giggles again. What's he doing?
Nothing. He's just so happy.
She reaches out a finger to stroke the Pongo, who chirrups contentedly. Leanna's smile broadens, then she clears her throat and she tries to make on a more serious expression. Her steps quicken as she resumes walking. I listen for the sounds of wildlife as we continue walking. I can hear the usual song of birds and the faint whoosh of wings flapping in the air. Occasionally there's a rustle amid the trees, and I even swat at the bugs buzzing around my eyes. It all feels very familiar, reminding me of home. You were from New York. What part of this reminds you of home? Clears her throat.
So, you're from USA?
I'm absolutely from USA. USA, but yeah.
Which kingdom is that in?
How should I phrase this? In the kingdom of North America. She frowns and scratches her neck.
I'm a little ashamed to say I'm not familiar with that place. Where is it?
Earth?
Earth?
Okay, take a different approach. Let me see if I can explain. Alright, tell me where we are right now.
In Meadow Hill.
Yeah, that doesn't help. And where is that?
In the kingdom of Havengard.
And where is Havengard?
In the land of Asari.
And what is that a part of?
Terra, of course.
Okay, so Terra is my Earth. She pauses as my words sink in, then she gasps.
Wait, are you not from Terra?
From what I've heard so far, I'm not. She looks concerned.
How did you get here?
That's what I am hoping the Mage Academy can tell me.
Right, but I mean, how did you come to Meadow Hill specifically? Do you remember anything before you were in the field?
I remember everything before I was in the field. I think back, I was studying in the library and I had been extra tired because that's the same day I have my evening class. And I still remember everything about me and my past. Yeah?
Well, at least we know you don't have amnesia.
I nod. She lapses back into silence, looking thoughtful. I have a lot to think about myself. My head is swimming with everything I've learned so far. Although there are some similarities between Terra and Earth, I've only scratched the surface on all the differences. I really hope the Mage Academy can help explain what's going on, more importantly, how I can get back home. The bongo flips in front of my eyes, and I carefully scoop him back and to place him on my head. Whoa, what happened there? Did you slip? Is it my imagination, or did the poi poi sound a little sheepish? Leanna looks over and
You were
grins.
trying to get a good look at our friend here, weren't you?
I feel movement on my head as I assume the pongo
Looks
nods.
like someone got a little adventurous and lost his footing.
Poi.
I let out a chuckle as Leanna giggles. Once the pongo is secured, we continue walking. The sun dips in the sky and bathes the tips of the trees in a soft glow. My feet ache in protest with each step I take, and my legs are tired from all the walking. Finally, we come upon the perimeter of the village. Leanna grins as she leads me through the gates.
Here we are, Meadow Hill Village.
Just a wheelbarrow full of apples. So they had to have some sort of smith, because she's got a sword, and like the hook on that looks like metal. So they know what coal does, or maybe they don't and use magic. I take the time to catch my breath and discreetly rest my burning muscles. Leanna hardly seems affected by the long trek. We're finally here. How is this close? We're finally here. I fold my arms into a stretch. Phew, that was quite the journey. Leanna masks a chuckle.
A journey?
I nod. This time she can't quite hold back her
Let's
laugh.
continue. We can rest at the inn tonight.
As she resumes walking, I ignore my screaming legs and follow her. The village is still bustling with people, even at this time of day. I suppose they're getting their last errands before nightfall. For the most part, everyone seems to focus on their own tasks. They barely glance at Leanna, but when their gaze are drawn to me, they don't look away. In fact, their steps slow and they crane their necks as we pass. Now I know how an animal feels at the zoo. Leanna overhears my muttering and watches people around us.
It's your clothes. They're very peculiar.
These are my pajamas. No. What I'm wearing is normal where I'm from. Even though the stares are directed at me, Leanna seems equally comforted.
Okay, new plan.
I'm
Let's stop by the shops before they close. We don't need to draw attention to ourselves.
I instinctively pat my pockets where I keep my wallet. I doubt they'll accept card here, or dollars. I don't have any money.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
It's really generous. I like a girl who's independent. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's really generous. Thank you. I really appreciate
It's
it.
understandable given your circumstances.
I'll pay you back once I can. Leanna smiles and nods. Leanna changes directions and leads me towards an adjacent street. There are rows of quaint shops lining both sides of the road. I read the signs as we walk by. Edward's Apothecary, Blackstone Forge, Dragon Scale Armory. There's a lot of weapons.
What is it?
I was just thinking of how convenient it is that everything is in English here.
English?
I should have expected the question based on how your previous conversations have gone, but I'm still a little taken back. It's what we're speaking now.
We're speaking common.
Oh, is there Elvish? Ha! Leanna pauses in front of a shop and peers inside. Satisfied, she motions for me to
Never
follow.
mind. Come on in.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I skipped. I step into the shop, and the first thing I notice is the overpowering musty smell of leather. It's not surprising, considering the walls are lined with different types of leatherware. Ooh. Kinda cool. I like that fur jacket thing. A small elderly man emerges from the back, and a pair of round glasses sits on his nose as an apron hangs around his neck.
Welcome.
Please, take a look around.
Take a look around. His smile falters when he notices me. Leanna clears her throat.
We're looking for a new wardrobe for my friend here.
Yes, of course.
The shopkeeper blinks back in reality as he resumes his pitch.
Well, you've come to the right place. We tan our
Give me
hides
that hat.
and stitch the pieces ourselves.
The wizard
you
hat in
won't
the
find
bottom.
any finer quality than here.
Listen. Leanna smiles politely and strolls towards the selections. I check out 2 seemingly identical leather vests, both which are marked with different prices. I really can't see the difference between the 2. Maybe they boost different stats. Hey, Leanna. Oh, she turns around. Which one of these will increase my... Ooh. Is this going to be important? Cause... Let's go with Dex.
I suppose leather armor will allow for greater range of motion while still providing decent protection.
That's the benefit of the armor type. I mean, dexterity! She blinks. So no, none of these raise new stats?
Do your clothes where you come from raise stats?
Fucking wish. Only if you're considered cool points to be a stat. She just looks just as confused as before. Never mind. She smiles as we continue perusing. One by one, Leanna and I pick out my new outfit. Once all the pieces have been chosen, she goes to haggle with the shopkeeper. I tune out their discussion and watch the people passing by. Their clothing are similar in design, meant to be more functional than aesthetic. To my surprise, everybody walks around armed. This village doesn't seem dangerous, but it looks can be deceiving.
Why don't you get changed now? There's a space in the back to give you some privacy.
I nod and take the clothes from her. Once I've ensured privacy, I quickly get changed. Luckily, these clothes have pockets and I can just transfer everything over. I palm my wallet, deck of cards, and loose change. Next is my phone. Why does he carry a deck of cards? I try to turn it on to see if it will still work, but it doesn't react. The battery must be dead. I get the feeling they don't have wall chargers here. Shrugging it off, I slip my phone in my pocket too. When I emerge, Leanna gives me a once-over. How do I look? She grins and nods in satisfaction.
Wow, look at you, just like a native. This look suits you.
Cool beans. I match a grin. Thanks.
Let's go find the inn now.
She heads out of the shop and I follow her. Actually, maybe we can stop by the armory? She pauses and looks curiously at me.
You want to get a weapon?
Her question is careful, cautious. The goal is to blend in, right? It's weird that a person wearing leather armor and traveling unarmed. I look like a hostage or something.
You do have a point. Plus, it could come in handy.
Why do I not like the sound of that?
Do you know how to use a weapon?
Oh, again, you swing it. You hit. What? Again, although her voice holds no hostility, I can sense her caution. I practice kendo competitively. She blinks. It's a type of sword fighting where I came from.
I see.
Come from. Leanna falls silent as she gazes out into the street. After an extended pause, she nods. We head to the forge where the rows of blades ranging from long swords to short daggers hang from the wall. And they have guns! They have guns! Magic guns! But guns! Can we get a gun? Gun me. All of the blades look fairly plain, but the steel edges glint dangerously amidst the warm glow of the forge. Unlike the previous shopkeeper, the metalsmith ignores us as he pounds a red-hot blade. Sparks jump from the clanging metal, reminding me of fireflies. Leanna lets me browse the swords, and I reach one that catches my eyes. As I gently remove it from the shelf, I miscalculated the weight and drop it. Oh, good God. The steel scratches the ground at the sharp screech. The metalsmith pauses his work to a glower warning. Leanna looks on in shock.
Careful!
I quickly right the sword back up and grip it tightly. Leanna now watches me with intrigue.
Is this the first time you've held a sword?
I lift, bro. But just a minor miscalculation. Just shaking my head. I take a practice swing with the sword as it glides gracefully through the air, and Leanna looks impressed.
Was that a move from your kendo?
I nod.
Not bad.
I swing again, and the movement flows naturally. As the sword cuts through the air with a sharp thwing, I can't help but admire how smoothly it slices. This is a high-quality craftsmanship. Let's go to this one. As before, Leanna discusses with the shopkeeper. When she returns, I strap the sword to my belt. We make one more stop to gather supplies for our travel. By the time we're finished, the sun has set and darkness blankets the sky. The town is aglow with the soft lights glint from within houses and the lampposts on the streets. As we pass by a lamppost, I peek inside and see a small crystal shining brilliantly. Using the lights to guide us, we find the inn. I take a seat at one of the crude tables while Leanna talks to the innkeeper behind the bar. There are a scattering of other patrons, mostly men who sit alone, nursing a tankard of what I assume to be ale. I stifle a yawn. Now that I've had a chance to sit down, I feel the full weight of my fatigue. Luckily, Leanna returns and hands me a key.
This is your room for the night. It's right next to mine.
Thanks. She nods.
They should be coming out with our dinners soon. Then we should get to sleep. We have an early start tomorrow.
My stomach grumbles in anticipation. That was a gross sound. Sorry. Leanna smiles as she sits at an empty stool next to mine. Our meals arrive and I stare at the bowl before me. It's a goopy, thick stew that looks about as appetizing as dog's food. It smells pretty good. What is this?
It's stew.
Yeah, what kind of stew?
Rabbit.
Oh. A brief image of a cute fluffy bunny flashes across my eyes.
Something wrong?
Meat is murder. Is there normal stew? Nope, all good. I only eat non-GMO, all-natural, vegan, certified, gluten-free, 100% whole grains, no trans fat, grass-fed, no preservative, organic, pasture meals. We're good. Aw, fun trying new foods. Nothing's wrong. This is fine, thanks. I take a tentative bite of my stew.
How is it?
Well, give me an amazing. This is even better than I expected. Leanna grins as she digs in. I finish eating and Leanna cleans her bowl and the two of us head upstairs. She pauses in front of her room and I stop in front of mine. Good night.
Good night.
I'm about to enter my room when I hear a small voice. Looking down, I see the Pongo back at my feet. Now that I think about it, ever since we entered the village, he's been awfully silent. Have you been following us this whole time, or did you lose us and find us again? Pongo blinks twice and bounces.
Boy. Pongos aren't exactly welcomed everywhere.
Why is that?
Well, they absorb the energy around them, including crystals which are used to light lampposts, or other...
Fuck! Oops! My bad! I keep doing that. I keep skipping the things. As I can see how that would be bad.
I think this guy knew to stay out of sight once we came in here.
What if someone sees him here?
As long as he doesn't stray too close to a crystal, he'll be fine. People only make a fuss when it looks like their crystal might be drained.
Got it. She reaches towards the
Do
Pongo.
you want to sleep with me tonight? Boy.
The Pongo snuggles against my leg. Leanna
I
sighs.
thought as much.
She just looks so upset. She opens the door and flashes me one last
Sleep
smile.
well.
She disappears into her room. I open my door and step through. The Pongo perks up.
Boy.
Yeah, why not? I step away from the door and the Pongo hops in. As I close the door behind him, he continues to hop around the room as if inspecting it. Yawning wildly, I collapse onto the bed. The Pongo continues to circle the room. Are you looking for a good place to sleep? He suddenly leaps up and lands on my bed and then bounces in the foot of the bed and wiggles himself a cozy nest and creating a small crater on top of the blanket. I can't help but grin at the little guy. Good night, Bongo.
Boy.
I roll over in bed and it's not long before I'm fast asleep. That's a great way to stop. Cool music too. Alright, I'm gonna